What you need to know about central tendency and dispersion. What is central tendency? Central tendency is the nominal value of the distribution. It is a central or typical value for a probability distribution. The tendency for the values of a random variable to cluster around its mean, mode, or median is generally referred to as central tendency. The most common measures of central tendency. The mean, or the average of the data, is the sum of all measurements divided by the number of observations in the dataset. The median, or the exact middle value of the dataset, that separates the higher half from the lower half. This is useful for ordinal data where values are ranked relatively. The quartile Q1 is the data point that divides the lowest 25% of the data set from the remaining 75%, and it is used to describe performance when the data is skewed towards the right. The quartile Q3 is the data point that divides the highest 25% of the data set from the remaining 75% and is used to describe performance when the data is skewed towards the left. What is dispersion? Dispersion is a variation found in the data. It denotes how stretched or squeezed a distribution is. Dispersion is the range, the scatter, or the spread of the distribution. Note: dispersion is contrasted with central tendency, and together they are the most used properties of distributions. The most common measures of dispersion. The standard deviation is the average distance or deviation that a given point is away from the mean. It's useful for normal distributions. The span is the difference between two data points, typically the 5% and the 95% values. It's useful for long-tailed distributions. The stability factor is a ratio of the first quartile and the third quartile values. It's useful for skewed distributions. Thank you for watching my video on central tendency and dispersion.